My name is Kale Nightfang, Alpha of the Shadow Moon Pack. People think power protects you from pain. They're wrong. Pain found me long before I became Alpha. It found me the night my parents died. Chapter 1: The Blood Moon Orphan. I was 8 years old when the screams woke me. The blood moon hung over our territory like a crimson eye. I remember running through the pack house, barefoot and terrified. My father, Alpha Rowan Nightfang, lay on the floor, covered in blood. My mother was beside him, dead. The pack elders said rogues attacked them. The case was closed before sunrise. Everyone accepted it. Everyone except me. For years, I lived with one question: who killed my parents? At 18, I became Alpha. At 24, I was feared across all northern territories. But every night, I still dreamed of blood on the floor. And every morning, I woke up alone. Then I met Lyra. She was beautiful. Not the kind of beauty that made wolves stare. The kind
that made them stay. She laughed without fear, argued with me without hesitation, and looked at me as Kale, not Alpha. For the first time in my life, I felt normal. Within a year, we were engaged. The pack adored her. Even my beta, Damon, trusted her completely. Life finally felt right. Then everything shattered. 3 weeks before our mating ceremony, I received an anonymous letter. No signature. Only 6 words. Follow her after sunset tonight. I should have ignored it. Instead, I followed Lyra, deep into the forest. And there she was, kissing another man, a rival Alpha, Alpha Victor, the man whose pack had been trying to take our territory for years. I felt my heart stop. Then I heard her laugh. "I'll be Luna soon," she told him. "Once Kale signs the territory rights, we won't need him anymore." Victor smirked. "And if he refuses?" She smiles.
"I'll make sure he doesn't." My world collapsed. The woman I loved had never loved me. I walked away before they saw me. That night, I canceled the ceremony. The next morning, I exiled Lyra from Shadow Moon. She cried, begged, denied everything. But I had heard enough. I never wanted to love again. Months later, a rogue attack struck our borders. During the battle, we captured a rogue warrior. Before dying from his wounds, he grabbed my arm. His eyes widened. "You look exactly like him." "Like who?" I demanded. "The Alpha who paid for the assassination." My blood froze. What assassination? The Nightfang couple. The world stopped. My parents. The rogue coughed blood and whispered one name. Damon. My beta. My best friend. My brother. And then he died. The impossible truth. I refused to believe it. Damon had protected me since childhood. He trained me, supported me, helped me become Alpha. Yet suspicion began growing, like poison. I started investigating.
Secretly. Every clue pointed toward him. Old financial records, hidden meetings, missing reports. Everything screamed guilty. Finally, I confronted him. His face went pale. I can explain. Those words sounded like a confession. Rage consumed me. I challenged him. Alpha versus beta. Winner lives, loser dies. The fight lasted nearly an hour. I broke 3 of his ribs. He dislocated my shoulder. Finally, I pinned him to the ground. Why? I roared. Tears filled his eyes. And then he said something unexpected. Because I was protecting you. Damon handed me an old journal, my mother's journal, one I had never seen before. As I read, my entire reality unraveled. The true murderer wasn't Damon. It wasn't Rogues. It wasn't a rival Alpha. It wasn't even an enemy. It was my father. I nearly dropped the journal. Years before their deaths, my father discovered a prophecy claiming their future child, me, would become the strongest Alpha in history. But only if both parents died before his 10th birthday. My father became obsessed, mad. He believed destiny demanded sacrifice. According to the journal, he arranged their deaths himself. He hired rogues. Then at the last moment, my mother discovered the truth. They fought. Both died that night. The rogues merely covered their tracks. Damon had discovered everything years later, but he hid it because he feared the truth would destroy me. The suspect I spent 16 years hunting was already dead before the investigation even began, and he was my father. I disappeared for months. The revelation broke something inside me. I traveled beyond pack lands, beyond werewolf territory, beyond everything I knew. One rainy evening, I stopped at a small mountain village. That's where I met her, Elena, a bookstore owner, human, no wolf, no politics, no schemes, no hidden agenda. At least that's what I thought. She treated me like an ordinary traveler. When I spoke,
She listened. When I was silent, she understood. For the first time since Lara's betrayal, I felt peace. But there was one problem. My wolf kept reacting strangely around her, as if he recognized something I didn't. 6 months later, I discovered the truth. Elena wasn't human. She was a werewolf. But not just any werewolf. She belonged to an ancient bloodline believed extinct. A bloodline connected to the prophecy that destroyed my family. I was furious. Another lie. Another secret. I thought she had betrayed me too. But when I confronted her, she cried. Not because she was caught, because she was afraid of losing me. Then she revealed something that changed everything. She hadn't hidden her identity to deceive me. She had hidden it because she knew who I was. And she knew my father's story. Her family had spent generations trying to prevent the prophecy from claiming more lives. The prophecy wasn't real. It was a forgery, created centuries ago by power-hungry alphas. My father had killed for a lie powerful enough to destroy families for generations. For the first time, someone gave me truth instead of manipulation. Elena never promised perfection. She never promised forever. She simply stayed. Through my anger, through my grief, through my nightmares, she stayed. 1 year later, under a silver moon, I asked her to be my Luna. She smiled and said yes. No grand speeches, no dramatic declarations, just honesty. The one thing I had searched for all my life. Epilogue. I once believed the villains in my story were Lyra, Damon, and the rogues. I was wrong. The greatest villain was a lie passed down through generations. A lie that stole my parents. a lie that stole my childhood and almost stole my future. But fate has a strange sense of humor. I lost my first love because she betrayed me. I lost my family because of deception. Yet I found my true mate in the last place I ever expected.
Not in a royal pack, not in a prophecy, not in destiny, but in the quiet corner of a small bookstore during a rainstorm. And sometimes, when Elena asks if I regret everything that happened, I pull her close and tell her the truth. If I hadn't been broken, I never would have found you.